Hi, my name is Kate Snook. I'm the head of history at St Paul's Girls' School in Hammersmith in London, which is an independent girls' school. So we tend to use MASSOLIT quite a lot in lessons. In recent years, we've revamped our lower school curriculum, so years 7, 8 and 9, and we've included a lot of global history that isn't catered for in textbooks. So we tend to use snippets from MASSOLIT videos, which often are intended for older students, but are really accessible for our younger ones, particularly the ones are by Toby Green on pre-colonial Africa, and some of the Chris Harding ones on India are particularly good. Our lower school students, who we use it a lot with, absolutely love it. They find it really interesting to be able to kind of have very accessible and academic discussions about some of the material that we're discussing. We also use it a lot with our A-level students, particularly the ones related to witch hunting, because that's our big topic at A-level, and they really enjoy engaging with the historiography of it, and it's great for stimulating a lot of discussion in class after we've watched a sort of 10-minute clip. So yeah, we find it really useful for lesson planning, because obviously the way MASSOLIT breaks it down into sort of 10-minute chunks is quite a good way of thinking about planning a course potentially. So sometimes we might plan a new course around the same sort of structure, so it's quite helpful for us, particularly when planning something that we don't necessarily have the sort of background history knowledge of at the point of planning, and it helps us guide our reading and our planning around it. So we make sure that we use it in every year group really, so we feel that for us that's great value. I also know that other departments in the school use it because we have a central subscription to it, and I know that the English department uses it quite a lot as well. So I think for us it's very useful. If I were trying to persuade another teacher to use MASSOLIT, perhaps at another school, I would talk to them about how it does a lot of the hard work for you, which is quite helpful. And the way that it presents really quite sort of academic approaches to topics in an incredibly accessible way for your students that stops you having to reinvent the wheel and do that yourself really. So I think it's very good at time saving, but it also raises your students to a higher level, allowing them to engage directly with academics themselves rather than your sort of revamped or repotted version of what those academics are saying. And I think that would work for a lot of people.